Hey, sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't help but notice the book you're holding. Yeah, the one in your hand. Well, it's one of my favorites. I had to come up and say something. Are you getting it for yourself? Ooh, you're in for a real treat. Trust me, it's one of those books that you just won't be able to put down. And the ending? Oh. But don't worry. No spoilers from me. There's nothing worse than someone spoiling a good book. My lips are sealed. So, how'd you end up picking this one? Were you searching for it, or was it just a lucky find? Ah, I see. So you just naturally have good taste then, hey? I'm Avery, by the way. What's your name? Nice to meet you. I've seen you here a few times. You must fly through books or something. Are you just a super fast reader, or do you just like hanging out in used bookstores? I get it. I practically live in places like this. There's something about the smell of old paper and quiet aisles. Feels like an escape from all the hustle and bustle, you know? Honestly, not many people take the time to browse these shelves. Everything is so digital and fast-paced nowadays. It's nice to see someone who really appreciates a good old-fashioned paper book. Plus, you have enough patience to look through these cluttered shelves. That says something. Right? There's something more rewarding about finding a good book in a place like this. Kind of like a little treasure hunt. I have the feeling that we'll get along. Anyone who loves losing themselves in a book is my kind of person. What's your favorite genre? Let me guess. Something with a bit of mystery and adventure? I knew it. I got that feeling right away. Had nothing to do with the book you're holding. You know, I don't usually strike up conversations with random people like this, but there's just something about you. Something familiar or approachable or something. I don't know how to describe it, but it feels like we could sit and talk for hours and completely lose track of time. Right? It's not something you come across every day. Most people are just so busy. But you seem different, more present. I like that. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. Can I share something with you? It's a bit of a secret. I don't really tell a lot of people, and I know we only just met, but I feel like you might get it. There's this place I go to sometimes. A hidden library. But it's not just any library. It only appears at night. And the books there, at the risk of sounding crazy, it feels like they almost come alive. It's hard to explain. You'll just have to see for yourself. I know it all sounds a bit wild, but I wouldn't tell you about it if I didn't think you could handle a bit of magic. It's my little secret world. I mean, look at us. We just met, and here I am inviting you to explore some secret library. Although, something tells me you might be up for it. It's totally fine if you think it's too weird, or if you're scared that this strange girl you just met is gonna murder you in a dark alley. We can just stay here and, I don't know, talk about the weather or something instead. That's what I thought. I figured you wouldn't say no. But I was a bit worried I might be coming on too strong. Not every day you meet someone up for a little spontaneity. Shall we then? It's a bit of a walk, but I promise it's worth it. You know, you've probably passed by it 100 times and never even knew it was there. Feel that cool air. It's like the night's giving us permission to slow down. Breathe a little deeper, right? No distractions, just us. Perfect for where we're heading. All right, so a few ground rules before we get there. First, leave everything else behind. Just focus on being here, in the moment. Second, no expectations. We're just seeing where the night takes us. And third, if you get even a little scared, you have to hold my hand. Deal? Good. The place we're going? It technically doesn't have a name, but I like to call it the Enchanted Library. You'll see why. It's not really a secret, but it definitely feels like one. It's one of those places that you really have to experience to understand. For me, it's like an escape. A place where I can disappear into stories. Shh, listen. Do you hear that? It's like the wind is carrying the sound of pages turning. That's when you know we're getting close. You know how some places just make you feel at ease? Like you can be yourself? Kind of like the bookstore, but almost more like home. This is that place for me. Careful, this part's a little tricky. The alley gets pretty narrow and the lighting, well, it's basically non-existent. I know I made that joke earlier about a dark alley, but I promise you're safe with me. And here we are. Ready? Like I said, there isn't much I can do to prepare you for what's behind this door. Because what's inside, well, words really don't do it justice. Welcome to the Enchanted Library. It's one of my favorite places in the world. The books here, they're something else. Trust me, you're gonna love it. Look at these shelves. It's like they go on forever, right? I know, this place is massive, even though it looks so small from the outside. I swear, there's something here from every time and place. Some of these books are practically ancient, and others feel like they've only just been written. Here, check this out. Watch the illustrations for a second. It's like they're moving, right? Like the story's alive, just waiting for you to dive in. See, I told you it was something you had to see for yourself. You know, now that I think about it, I've never seen anybody else here, not even a librarian. It's strange, especially with these shelves being so spotless. But honestly, I kind of enjoy the solitude, so I'm not complaining. Believe it or not, you're actually the first person I've brought here. So, what kind of story do you feel like diving into? Adventure? Mystery? Romance? I'm a sucker for a good romance. The kind that sneaks up on you, gets your heart racing before you even realize it. Ever had a story do that to you? Let's grab a spot to sit. Come on. I know just the place. there's this corner over here. Best seats in the whole library. And these chairs, you won't want to leave once you sit down. Perfect for losing yourself in a good book. Ooh, look at that. The moon is so bright tonight. I've always loved the way that it shines through that skylight. It makes everything seem enchanted, doesn't it? Like being in a fairy tale. Moments like this remind me how much beauty there is out there if you just take the time to look. See, I knew you'd get this place. Like I said, I've seen you around the bookstore a few times. You've always had that quiet, thoughtful vibe. It's like you see things other people miss. And yeah, that's exactly the kind of person I wanted to share this with. I'm glad you're here with me. Listen. Do you hear it? The way the library seems to breathe. Like the walls and the books are full of whispers, waiting for someone to listen. Close your eyes for a second and just listen. It's like for a moment the whole world disappears, doesn't it? Just us, caught in this place together. So, what about you? What do you do when you're not, wandering through secret libraries at night with total strangers? I mean, just knowing each other's names doesn't mean we're not still strangers. Okay, how about this? You tell me a secret, and then I'll share one of mine. Then we won't be strangers anymore. Deal? Okay, you go first. Oh, that's not so bad. But I guess I do feel like I know you a bit better. Maybe even graduated to friends? My secret? This one is a little embarrassing, but it's the first thing that popped into my head. You have to promise not to laugh. I've never been in a relationship before. What? How is that so hard to believe? I guess I'm just waiting for the right person. Okay, enough about me. I'm probably turning bright red. I can feel my cheeks getting all warm. Anyways, do you have any favorite books or authors? Yes, I'm trying to change the subject, but I'm always looking for new recommendations. The kind of story that makes you forget time exists. Oh, I've heard of that one. You'll have to tell me if it lives up to the hype. Maybe we can even swap favorites sometime. Have our own little 2-person book club. I think you and I might have more in common than we realize. I might be a little more outgoing, sure, but I also need my quiet moments. Time to just disappear for a bit. That's why I love this place. My mind just feels so at ease. Everyone needs that, right? Somewhere they can just be themselves. Do you have somewhere like that? I have a few, actually, but this is definitely my favorite. I'd love to see your spot someday, if you're willing to share it with me, of course. Who knows? Maybe they're not so different. Come on, there's something I want to show you. Just up ahead is this little area with rare manuscripts and old maps. Some even look like they lead to hidden treasures or something. Pretty wild, right? I like to imagine what it would be like to go on one of those adventures. Okay, careful. The floor is a bit temperamental. Here, take my hand. I don't want you to trip or anything. Isn't this place amazing? The smell of old paper, the feel of these worn leather covers. It's like stepping into a different world. You can practically feel the history just waiting to be uncovered. It's so strange to think of how different life must have been back then, isn't it? Really puts things into perspective. Makes my problems feel so small and insignificant. I know. We shouldn't compare. Everything's relative, right? I know this is a bit of a cliche question, but do you have any big dreams? Anything you've always wanted to do? You just seem like the kind of person who has a lot of hidden depths. And I'm curious, so don't be shy. Wow, that's really something. I think you should go for it. Life's too short to play it safe. You never know where it might take you. And who knows? Maybe this little adventure of ours is the start of something new for you. I can see that you've got some courage. After all, you did come here with me tonight. Plus, you've got this spark when you talk about your dreams. It's like you're already halfway there. I've always dreamed of traveling, finding places like this hidden all over the world. How many people even realize this magical spot is right here, hidden in the middle of everything? I guess I just love to explore. I swear, if I'd been born in another era, I would have been a voyager or a cartographer or something along those lines. But alas, here we are. Hey, who knows? Maybe this won't be the last time we go exploring together. How did I find this place? You're not going to believe me. I actually saw it in a dream once. Are you one of those people who remembers their dreams? Sometimes mine make no sense. Like this one dream, I was chasing a giant clock through an endless field of jelly. What does that even mean? Other times, my dreams are crystal clear, and they guide me to things, like this place. Anyways, I feel like I'm just rambling. Want to try something fun? This book is one of my favorites here. It might seem simple at first, but the way the story just pulls you in, it's like stepping into another world. I know it sounds like a bit of a fairy tale, but trust me, I felt it. We could read it together, see where the adventure takes us. Sometimes the best moments are the ones that we don't plan for. Like tonight. I didn't realize how much I needed this. Just some quiet, good company. You're really easy to be around, which is rare for me. Sometimes I wonder, maybe tonight wasn't just a coincidence. Maybe there's something about this moment that was meant to happen. Two people who needed a break, exploring this little sanctuary together. Maybe I've read one too many romance books. But it's a comforting thought, don't you think? What about you? Do you ever feel like you just want to run away? Start a new life somewhere where no one knows your name? Oh, right. Yeah, back to the book. Sorry, I got a little distracted. Why don't we just borrow this one? I'm sure the library won't mind. Plus, it'll give me an excuse to see you again. I almost don't want this night to end, but it's getting late. We should probably start heading back. Before we go, I just wanted to say thanks for trusting me tonight and for coming along on this little adventure. It's moments like this that make all the chaos of life feel worth it. You're different, and I mean that in the best way. It's refreshing to be around someone who just enjoys the quiet. I don't know about you, but I'm already looking forward to whatever we do next. Though, if I'm keeping up with the theme of tonight, maybe we should leave it unplanned. Either way, I'd love to spend more time with you. Find hidden places, not just libraries, but anywhere that feels like a little secret. There's something special about discovering the unknown together, don't you think? Oh, I almost forgot. There's one last thing I want to show you before we leave. It's under the floorboards here. Can you help me lift this up? There we go. This is it. It's a journal I found here years ago. It was empty, so I've filled it with my thoughts, dreams, and all the adventures I've had over the years. I want you to have it. Consider it a token of our newfound friendship. There's still a ton of blank pages, so you can add your own entries. What do you say? What dreams would you write down? Oh, come on, I'd love to hear them. You know what? We should make a pact. Whenever life feels overwhelming, we'll come back here. Together or alone, it doesn't matter. This library will always hold a special place for us. A sanctuary where we can unwind and breathe and find peace. Deal? This place, it's always been my little escape. But tonight, it felt different. Like I'm not just escaping. I'm sharing it with someone who gets it. That makes it even more special. It's like we're characters in our own story. And I've got a feeling that this is just the beginning. All right, let's head back. I'll walk you home. No need to thank me. It's the least I can do. Besides, I want to spend a little more time with you. As much as I don't want this night to end, I'm already looking forward to our next adventure. Whether we plan it or let it unfold spontaneously. Oh, look. The sky is already starting to lighten. We've been here for quite a while, haven't we? Time really flies when you're with the right people. I'm not sure what it is, but there's something really comforting about being around you. It's been a while since I felt so... Wait, what? We're at your place already? You live so close. I guess this is it for now. But don't worry. We'll see each other again soon. Until then, take care. And don't forget our pact. Thanks again for tonight. If you ever feel like escaping again, you know where to find me. I'm always up for a little adventure with you.